Shalawam, shalawam. Shalawam, shalawam. All right, this is going to be a quick reminder. Let's see. All right, first and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Kakadash. This lesson is brought to you in the spirit and power of Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. All right, shalawam, shalawam. It's your brother, Yerami Kazak. All right, let's get into it, man. This is going to be a quick reminder, and I want the brother Wallace to come on here, and new brothers in general, okay? If you are like under a year, all right, new brothers in general, okay? I shared the live to him. Let's see if the brother come in here. I'll give him about a minute. And it's going to be real quick because the brothers in Chicago about to go live. It's going to be real quick, man. Real quick. Okay. And maybe the brother doing something. All right. Regardless. All right. So let's get into it. So order in the comment board, right? New brothers. Let's go to Ecclesiastes, the 32nd chapter. Okay. It's a very, I mean, hey, this could be applied to anybody, really. Dang, Zaquan live? You said he live? Oh, yeah, he going live again in about an hour or 30 minutes. That's why I said it's going to be real quick. I thought you said he was live again. Okay. All right. I wanted to get the brother Wallace on here because he knew and he don't know, how to do things, but it's all good. All right. So let's start at the top of Ecclesiastes, the 32nd chapter. And hold up. 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright, so I heard my daughter crying. I was like, what's going on? Alright. Is the brother Wallace, did he come in here? Hey, Wallace, what's up, bro? Okay, so I know you knew, and it's all good, but you saw what I said to you in the comments. So I want to go over it just a little bit for you to get some understanding in the scriptures about order in the comment board when you new, especially when you just coming into this thing, etc., how you want to come in. You know what I'm saying? So this is Sirach, 32nd chapter, the first verse. If thou be made the master of a feast, lift not thyself up, but be among them as one of the rest. Take diligent care for them, and so sit down. And this is showcased in Yahawashi coming as a slave, right? Because he's over all of us. But he came and he placed himself in the same predicament that we was in, right? He lowered himself and walked amongst us in that sense, where he had to go through a life, basically, like we are going through this life, right? So under Roman captivity, going through it with us, going through the grind with us, etc., eating, drinking, all of this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that. So, and he laid down his life. Let's get that scripture. No greater love. That's John. Where is it at? John 15:3. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. All right. So Yahawashi showed that him being the master of the feast, he didn't lift himself up higher than us in that sense, but he made himself as one of us, as one of the rest. All right. And he takes diligent care for us, you know. So let's read that one more time. If thou be made the master of a feast, lift not thyself up, but be among them as one of the rest. Take diligent care for them, and so sit down. This also goes into not being a respecter of persons, not being high-minded, not, talking crap to a brother, treating every brother, as you, treating every brother like Yahawashi, period, right? We give a brother the benefit of the doubt. Now if a brother show himself to be a demon and all of that, and he scoffing and he mocking, then he get what come with that, right? But at the end of the day, if a brother shows himself to be sincere, we gonna deal with that brother 100%, because we not lifting ourselves up over anybody, all right? Verse 2, and when thou hast done all thy office, take thy place, that thou mayest be merry with them, and receive a crown for thy well ordering of the feast. Speak thou that art the elder, for it becometh thee, but with sound judgment, and hinder not music. Pour not out words where there is a musician, and show not forth wisdom out of time. So sit back, relax, observe, and and just learn to fit in, learn to play your role. That's the main part, and that's what I hope anybody that watches this video gets, to fit in. We are all puzzle pieces to the body of Hamashiach. So you got to learn to fit in. A concert of music and a banquet of wine is as a signet of Kambarko set in gold, as a signet of an emerald set in a work of gold. So is the melody of music with pleasant wine. And what is that? Fitting in. Everything flows, right? I like wine, right? So I'm learning that red wine goes with stronger meats like steak, bison, things like that. White wine goes with lighter meats like fish, chicken. So these things are set up. They what's the word? What's the word, man? Not benefit, but they encourage one another. I can't find the word that I want, but they encourage one another, right? So that's how we do as brothers. We encourage one another. Now, you should know as you go and you observe and you move into rooms, you should know that compliment. There we go. I don't know what's up with me today with my words. But yeah, they compliment each other. That's how we do with one another, right? So if you a newer brother and you coming in the room full of ancient men, you want to just chill. You want to relax. You got to peep. Is this a live where I can ask questions like that? Or is this a live where the comments really ain't being read? Is this one where I just sit back and post fruits? How we post fruits to keep the live from getting took down. So that goes with really, really surveying the room. You got to survey rooms when you go in. And it'll allow you to deal better with the situation that's at hand. You know what I'm saying? So verse 7, speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art twice asked. So if I go in the live, always, if I go in the live, especially an elder's live, right? Unless I've been in that live years, I'm gonna be on guard, I'm gonna be alert, and I'm gonna be like, paying attention and observing. And I might not even say nothing. Especially in the elders, Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Ramlab, Elder Apostle Ricard. All right. They don't need me to say anything. Right? They got it. Okay, and then they have so many men that's already there with them that if a scripture needs to be pulled, they can pull it. Now, if somebody don't pull it, then I might pull a scripture. If he says, hey, can somebody get me that? Then that's when, okay, the elder's asking for something. Let me get that. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that. Boom, boom, boom. Let me get that. Or I may post a precept here and there. I'm not going to be just boom, 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 boom. Right? Because we ain't doing this for the appeal of men, and we ain't doing this to be like, oh, I'm the precept king or nothing like that. You just want to fit in, and as the scriptures say, let's go to Ecclesiastes, the 5th chapter, because this is how you should be every time you come into a Sincere Brothers Live. Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of power, and be more ready to hear than to give sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. If the spirit flowing, you just go with it. Exactly. Right? You know? So you want to be more ready to hear at the end of the day. Let's get a fool. Let me see. Where is it at? It's in Proverbs. Right here, Proverbs 17:28. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. Now, were we all fools at one point in time? Yes, indeed. When you're coming out of the world, you may deem yourself foolish, because you are. You don't have the 100% understanding. So you're reforming yourself. You're learning different ways. You're learning the proper way, the proper understanding. So we left from being fools to be wise men. Now you're not just going to be a wise man overnight, right? It's going to take some time. And that goes a lot. That time, or how fast it goes, is based upon how you react to situations, how you react to correction, how you react to rebuke, how you react and examine yourself on a day-to-day basis. So the time limit, is ultimately up to Yahawah. But then it's up to you to pray, to fast, to do what you're supposed to do, to grow, to study, to get to your first love. Some brothers get caught up in the entertainment of Israel. Some brothers get caught up in making money in Israel, merchandise in the truth, right? So these individuals, they're making that time to be wise men. They probably never going to be until they come back into the kingdom, because they choosing a 2/3 path, right? Another one to precept that when you come into the house of power, you want to be what? Hey, brother put it already. James 1:19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Now, understand this. When you come in, especially when you come in, always though, you are being watched. All right? You are being watched. Brothers is watching. Like, yeah, this brother just commenting. All right? Just relax, Because if you doing all that commenting, how are you taking notes? That's really the question, right? Are you really taking it in? What scripture did they just quote? What scripture did we just bring out? Et cetera, et cetera. So listening, and that's the thing that the world teach us. Listen to respond, not listen to comprehend. We are taught in this truth, listen to comprehend. Take it in. Go back and go into James, the 1st chapter. Read the whole chapter. All right? Get the whole understanding. Go watch a breakdown on it. Get some more understanding to grow yourself. So it's accountability with this truth. You got to hold yourself accountable to grow on any lesson that you came upon. All right? And like I said, this going to be quick because the elder about to go back live. So finishing up over here, verse 8. Well, read verse 7 again. Speak, young man, if there be need of thee, and yet scarcely when thou art twice asked. When I was a kid, right? What were we told? Be seen, don't be heard. Be seen, don't be heard. Don't talk in the midst of adults. Don't talk, all right? Unless somebody talking to you. Don't speak unless spoken to. That was the rule in my mama's house, right? That was the rule in my grandma's house, right? Don't speak unless spoken to. It's a lot of individuals, they don't understand. When you come into this thing, you are a child. Okay? You can't come into this thing with a high-minded type spirit like such individuals. All right? Not saying you, Wallace, but we see it a lot with a lot of these individuals. They come in trying to teach versus trying to understand. Therefore, Yahawah blocks the understanding from them. Okay? You got to understand that. All right, so verse 8, and I just saw an individual, what's his name? Real Conditions. I saw you, bro. All right, you are one of those individuals, man. You want to try to teach and be contentious against the scriptures, but you don't want to get the understanding. So Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi has blocked the learning and the knowledge from you. All right? So, keeping it going. This is verse 8. Let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. So you don't always got to react. You don't always got to say something. You can sit back, observe, listen. Okay? At the end of the day, it's about flowing in the brotherhood. Yeah, you may know the perfect precept, but let another brother get the precept if you just over talking and you just holding the floor. You just constantly dropping and dropping. Hey, we supposed to flow as brothers. Let another brother get it, right? Let another brother get it. Trust in your brothers to actually swing their sword as well. Because guess what? It's building your brothers up. It's building their confidence up. It's letting them teach. It's letting them be better teachers by letting them teach, right? And you know, some brothers may do it and they got to learn to control it. Because you got to let other brothers get their sword off. Because we all got to grow and we all need to be balanced. You know, we don't want, we don't need no yes men. We don't need nobody sit around here. Yes, sir. Yes, 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 yes. No, you got to know how to break this down yourself and how to do this yourself. Because me, Matazaba, Abaniah, Alliance of the 12, Nakaf, we not going to be on the side when Jacob's trouble pops off. We not going to be right there beside you. Okay? You got to take care of you and your family. You got to remember these precepts. You got to remember what to do. You going to be taking care of your family. I can't come in. I'm not, I got to take care of my family. Right? So this is all about you working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And exactly, iron sharpens iron. Okay? Perfect point. Now, wrapping it up. And this is verse 9. If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them. And when ancient men are in place, use not many words. And that's going back to what I was talking about with order, manners, respect, right? It doesn't matter if somebody may be younger than you and you're older than them. If your years in the truth is younger than him, then he's an elder to you. He's older than you because he's been in this truth. Yahawah chose to wake him up before you. So you can't look at that and be, mad at it or nothing like that. Yahawah may have woke that brother up when he was 18, 19. Okay? And you got woke up when you was 28, 29. You get it? It falls like that. It happens different. Okay? That doesn't mean anything like, it's just, that's how it is. Yahawah woke that brother up when he was younger. He woke you up. All you need to be grateful of is that he woke you up. He didn't leave you in the congregation of the dead, but he brought you into the congregation of the living. He woke you up. So that 18-year-old, right, will have more years on you in the truth, and he's older than you in the truth. Spiritually, he's older than you. He knows more, right? You might have more worldly experience, but he knows more in the scriptures, and that's what really matters, because the wisdom of the world is foolishness to power. All right? So verse 10, and pretty much I'm done. I'm going to get a little bit more. Before the thunder goeth lightning, and before a shamefaced man shall go favor. Rise up betimes, and be not the last, but get thee home without delay. There take thy pastime, and do what thou wilt, but sin not by proud speech. And for these things bless him that made thee, and hath replenished thee with his good things. Whosoever feareth Yahawah will receive his discipline, and they that seek him early shall find favor. How do you receive the discipline of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahawashi? Through, it's various ways. Through the men that give the discipline, that give the rebuke, that give the correction, right? Or through, if you don't want to listen to that, then Yahawah will chastise you physically through maybe putting you a plantation, putting a spirit on your boss to have you doing this, have you doing that. All right, maybe making you lose your job. All right, going through hard times, maybe making you homeless, etc., etc. Okay, so that's why you want to first check your house yourself before others have to check your house. You get what I'm saying? And that right there will prevent you from going through harder times. You want to prevent this right here because you hard-headed. What happened to our people always? They was stubborn. They was hard-headed. Their head was hard as an adamant stone, as it said in Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. So our people is hard-headed and stiff-necked, right? So they don't know how to examine themselves. But if you have been blessed with the understanding and the discernment to examine yourself, to get these scriptures, it's resonating with you, then use that, because that's an advantage, and that's really a spiritual power that Yahawah has bestowed upon you right now, right? Don't forsake these spiritual powers of understanding the scriptures. These are, man, the world don't got this, okay? Only few have this. So we have those spiritual powers, and more will come when the time is right at the appointed time. But right now, we got what we need to make it through Jacob's trouble, man. You know? So that's pretty much it. Just order, you know, for new brothers, every new brother, maintaining order. And when you're in the midst of ancient men, all right, and also surveying the room, observing the room, and knowing when to speak and knowing when to shut up, you know. And we all apply that. We all move in that way. Because, hey, sometimes we talk too much. You know, just be honest. Sometimes we talk too much. All right. So, hey, with that being said, all praises be to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, Elder, you know, Alliance of the 12, he about to go live, I believe, in like 30 minutes with the Chicago brothers sit down. So, you know, tap into that. All right. Shalawam.